Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan here with Sea Gods with another live broadcast today, thanks to Stage 10. Today, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We are trying to practice some gratitude, and so today is all about thanking everybody who's been following us. Thanks to folks that took advantage of our warehouse deal that we did last month. They made moving our warehouse way easier. So thank you so much for everybody who took advantage. It took a lot of the work off our shoulders. And so we are going to be talking about some awesome reviews that we've received this last summer. But most importantly, today we have our typical 10% off deal. It's something you're probably familiar with. We've done like the subculture deal, sign up deals, stuff like that. So everything you see today is 10% off. But on top of that, as a thanks to everybody who's been following us, we are going to be giving away free electric pumps with every board purchase that's made through this broadcast today. So if you are unfamiliar with how Stage 10 works or what these live broadcasts are, hopefully you're watching us through the Shop app or through our interactive player on our website. And you will see right below there is a shop. If you're watching on your desktop, it might be on the side of the screen. You will see all of the stuff that we have for sale in this broadcast. So you don't have to leave the broadcast. You can actually purchase right through by clicking Shop, going through the checkout within this broadcast. The discounts will be automatically applied. And anything that's purchased today through the broadcast is, we're gonna track it, and then we will add the electric pump for free afterwards. So if you wanna get into a sweet board, you don't feel like inflating it with a manual pump, the electric pump is a really, really great option. They retail for around 200 bucks Canadian. So it's a pretty good deal. You get your 10% off, plus you're getting an electric pump that's worth 200 bucks for free. So take advantage. This is only happening during this broadcast. So if you don't make a purchase through the broadcast and maybe 3 hours later you decide, oh man, I should have taken advantage, too bad. You got to do it here in this broadcast. So with that, we did our first witch paddle on the weekend. We did it in White Rock. If you're part of the group on Facebook, South Surrey White Rock Paddlers, or White Rock South Surrey Paddlers, I don't know what order it's in, but there was a really terrific witch paddle that went on this weekend that some of our staff took advantage of. I think there was about 17, 20 women out there dressed up as witches. It was a ton of fun. So we have a poll for you. Did you take part? Did you take part in the witch paddle? Or are you taking part in the next one? Because we got another witch paddle coming up. What is it? Sorry, Annabelle?
Have you been to a witch paddle?
Have you been to a witch paddle? There we go. So the poll's going up there. Let us know if you've been to a witch paddle. In the comments section, if you haven't, or if you're curious, what is a witch paddle? Ask in the comments, we'll let you know. There is one in Kitsilano. It's called the Witchalano Witch Paddle. It's happening this Saturday. And I think last year it was like 500 paddlers showed up for it. So like a terrific turnout. And it's supposed to be like sunny and 22 degrees in Vancouver this weekend. So it's a really fun event, great way to get to know like your paddling community and have a little bit of fun. And if you're new to paddling, there's a ton of really experienced paddlers that are going to be there, so you don't have to worry. If you've never paddled on the ocean, this is a great time to go with a bunch of like-minded folks who have a lot of great experience. So I encourage you to check it out. All you need is a witch hat, or not. You can just pretend to be a witch incognito. I'm not sure it really matters that much, but the better dressed you are, the more fun it is for everybody.
She saw us there, and Mary's going to the Kitsilano one this weekend.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, you guys will have a great time. So look forward to seeing everyone out there. I won't be part of it myself, but it is sure to be a really fun event. So part of today, we are giving thanks to everybody who has supported us, everybody who's following us, everybody who gives us like really great comments or reviews. All these things they're a ton of support. Google reviews, I can't say enough how far Google reviews go in helping support us as a brand and as a business. And in the last year, specifically the last couple months, we've gotten a ton of Google reviews. So thank you very much for that. And if you are watching this and you haven't left us a Google review, but you have a Sea Gods board, I encourage you to please check out leaving us a review. It's super duper easy, and it goes a really, really long way to help support us, good or bad. Put your reviews in there, and then we can give you feedback or give us feedback. It's just a great way to do it. So what I did, and we didn't announce this at all, is I printed out a bunch of reviews that I just picked that I liked. And if I'm being totally honest, I liked them because they had pictures with the reviews. Pictures also go a long way. You can post them on Google or on Facebook to just show how much fun you're having. So what I'm going to do is I have 6 reviews here, my 6 favorite from the summer. And I'm going to read these reviews out, and hopefully the people who left these reviews are watching, because if I read your review on this broadcast, I will say the names that's in here, I'll read the review, and if this is you, send us an email to info@seagods.ca, and we're going to hook you up with a $50 gift certificate for Seagods, any Seagods products that are on our store. So some of the non-Seagods stuff that we sell, they won't apply. But we're going to be giving away some gift certificates just as a thanks for leaving us some reviews, because it is a lot of help. I don't think I can say that enough. So here we go. I see my behind the scenes people smiling. They're having fun. I don't know if it's at my expense or someone's expense. Okay, so here we go. First one, CS. So I don't know the first or last name, but this is a local guide, CS. And this person purchased the Diatom CX, so we'll talk about that afterwards. But first, I couldn't have asked for a better customer service experience when I purchased my Diatom CX SUP. Allison was very communicative, helpful, and kindly answered all my questions. The shipping time was an impressive 4 days, and the board accessories arrived on time, well packaged and in perfect condition. As for the SUP, I am beyond happy. It is super easy to inflate, lightweight, and stable. I feel very confident on the water, even with boat wake. This SUP is sure-footed, not to mention the artwork. It's even more beautiful in person. Paddleboards can be an investment, and I would recommend Seagods for the service and craftsmanship. Totally worth it. That's CX on the Diatom, CS on the Diatom CX. So it's hard to see. It's the board at the very back there at the top. That's the Diatom CX. That board, the artwork is by Jamie Locke. She's a terrific artist and does a lot of physical pieces that involve painting and engraving. She does the line work by engraving it. She does laser stuff. She also does hand engraving with like a Dremel tool. She'll do tables. If you follow her on Facebook, which I encourage, because some of the pieces she does are amazing. She's done like her own swimming pool, and she does like benches and surfboards, and it's all just really awesome stuff. For our board, it's not based on a physical piece. It was done in the digital realm, but it is really, really terrific. The board itself, it's 34 inches wide. It's 10'6" long. It's like our most stable all-around board and our most beginner-friendly board. So a lot of folks that pick up that board, they pick up the sport really, really fast, and they don't fall in the water because it's so stable and easy to ride. I like to call it our most fun to ride board because I'll take it out in like waves and stuff like that. And I don't fall in. You can play around, you can stand on the side, you can practice pivot turns. It's just, it's awesome. So I see you guys staring at me.
Morgan's asked, is there a sale on the Diatom CX right now?
A sale on the Diatom CX right now? 10% off. Plus we'll be throwing in the electric pump for free, which is a $200 value. So there you go. 10% off. In Canadian dollars, it works out to about $150 off the board, plus there's free shipping, plus the free pump, which will be a $200 value if you purchase using the Stage 10 app. So you should, if you're on mobile, you should see a sort of shop button right at the bottom. You can click that, you can go through the products, and you can go through the checkout right through the app.
Also, will the board support her 260-pound dog?
Her dog is 260 pounds?
Oh, plus dog, sorry.
Clifford? Is it named Clifford by any chance? So sorry, you have to repeat that again.
Can it support a 260-pound plus dog?
Oh, yes. Yes, no problem. I'm 220 pounds. I have a dog. She's asleep on the floor. You can't see her on camera. She's 60 pounds, and her and I will ride on, honestly, the Elemental Wave, which is an even smaller version of the Diatom. Typically, we say with the Diatom, it's around 350 pounds before you'll start to notice performance decline, but you don't have to worry about like the board capsizing or something like that. We've had up to 400 pounds on any of our boards. But typically it's around the 350 pound mark on our larger boards where you will start to notice performance decline. And what I mean by that is it's a lot harder to pivot turn. It's a lot harder to do like a cross draw stroke or just like the slow turn. And that's just because your board is sitting a little bit lower in the water, so you're pushing more water. It's a little bit more drag. But yes, it will handle that no problem. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Great.
Lovely, incredible value.
Great. So the CS, if CS is watching, because I don't actually have a name here, so there's no way we could even find out who it was. Anyways, if CS is on here and you're the person who left this terrific review with your Diatom CX, make sure you email info@seagods.ca. We'll hook you up with a $50 gift certificate. On to the next one. This one is from Chad Edge with an Elemental Wave CX. So this review says, Sea Gods rocks. I have the Elemental Wave. I can't say enough about this board's movement. It's a pure joy to catch a wave in the ocean one week and shooting a rapid on the river the next. Thank you, Sea Gods, for producing a board us wild childs can thrash in different situations with ease. Touring is not for me. Give me 6-foot waves. And they actually left a picture with the Elemental Wave with what looks like it's underneath like a foil wing, like a windsurfing wing. So I don't know if that's true. Chad Edge, you can maybe clear that up if you're watching or send us an email. We don't talk a lot about surfing with our boards. And if I am going to surf one of our boards, it is the Elemental Wave, the ULF or the CX. They both perform just as well. Inflatable boards are tough to surf. So Chad Edge definitely has it figured out. But the Elemental Wave, it's our smallest all-around board. It's super duper maneuverable. It's got pretty great tracking for an all-around board. And it's good for like 80% of riders. It's not as stable as the Diatom, but most riders don't need that extra stability. So it's a really great board for folks just getting into the sport. It's gorgeous. The Elemental Wave CX is based on a painting that's hanging in the office by Heather Renault. She does this terrific sort of folk fantasy type art. And this particular one, the piece is called Please Don't Go. It's a picture of a mermaid with like a sugar skull face. It's just awesome. The painting, I can see it through my office window right behind the screens here. So this was the Elemental Wave CX. So Chad Edge, if you are on here, let us know via email, info@seagods.ca. We got a $50 gift certificate for Sea Gods stuff for you. On to the next one. I got 6 of these to go through. I think I'm going fast. We're doing good. Okay, this one is from Healing Sounds Studio. So Healing Sounds Studio, I don't know if we'll be able to find that one in our orders neither, because typically our orders are under a person's name. So if anybody from Healing Sound Studio is in the chats today, let us know. Again, info@seagods.ca. So proud of my gorgeous sup. Mandy is so wonderful taking time to help beginners like me. Sea Gods quality is amazing and no other boards have such amazing colors and design. Look forward to getting the kayak seat. Kayak seats are on the way, by the way. So we don't have them yet, but they will be going live on our store very soon and not be sold out anymore. Healing Sound Studio, this review is about the Carta Marina ULF, my personal favorite board. One, because I just like the touring board, and 2, I've said it a million times. The artwork on this board by Mark Anthony Jacobson is my absolute favorite. It was the first physical art piece I ever owned. And when it arrived in the mail, I cried. Big boys cry too, sometimes. But this is a terrific board. The Carta Marina is our touring offering. It's 32 inches wide. It's 12 feet long. So it has a really great glide, really great tracking. It's not as maneuverable as an all-around board, but it has enough volume that you can put your cooler on it, your dog on it. In some cases, I have both my kids and the dog. So there's no worries about bringing extra gear with you. Some people do overnight paddles. We've done touring courses that you hear me talk about all the time where we paddle for 12 hours at a time from island to island. It's a really great board for going a little bit further, a little bit more efficiently, and also carrying your gear with you.
And Britannia asked you if she can do yoga on this board.
On the Carta Marina?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. It really comes down to how good your balance is. I can do a headstand on the Katos, which is only 28 inches wide. And seeing somebody my size do a headstand on its own is kind of funny. Seeing it on a paddleboard is even better. So yes, you can do yoga. You can actually do yoga on any paddleboard. It really just comes down to how your balance is. But there is one person, I can't remember her name, that sent us a bunch of really great pictures doing yoga on the Carter Marina. It might even be on our Instagram. We definitely were tagged in it. You'll have to check it out. But yeah, it is possible. 32 inches wide is a lot of stability for most riders, depending on your size and your height. Shorter paddlers, smaller paddlers, 150 pounds or less, will have no problem doing yoga on any of our boards, to be quite honest. So hopefully that answers your question. And for those of us that are just joining, just want to recap. Today we're doing a little bit of a gratitude show where we're just thanking everybody for their support, reviews, Facebook comments, just helping us out in any way whatsoever as we're trying to grow this brand. It's been really awesome over the last couple of years, growing as a brand, but also helping out all the customers, not just because they are riding Sea Gods boards, but getting into the sport itself. We've had the sort of a unique view of how much the sport has grown over the last 6 years. And it's just been really terrific to see. So anybody who's just joining us, as a thanks today, we have all of our boards are on for 10% off, but also if you order within this broadcast, we are going to throw in a free electric pump for you. So 10% off, that depending on what board you buy. If it's the Katos CX, for example, it's like $170 or something like that. Plus we'll throw in the free pump, which is a $200 value, but you have to order in this broadcast. So if you're watching on mobile or if you're on your desktop, there should be a little shop button. On mobile, it's right at the bottom. Click the shop button. It will pull up all the boards and you just go through the shopping experience like you would on our website. If you leave the broadcast and buy it through just our website, there's no way to track that you actually purchased through the broadcast. So make sure you do it through the broadcast and that will get you your free pump. We will add it after the fact. And as part of this, we are reading some reviews. I picked my 6 favorite reviews today. I've already read 3, and we're hoping we can get a hold of the people that left these reviews. We're giving away some $50 gift certificates. I see some laughing behind the scenes there.
Yeah, Marcus is coming to say, Ryan, not only are you gorgeous, but you're well-spoken, and I love watching your broadcasts.
If this is the Marcus I think it is, his daughter runs track with mine. Oh, this is our original logo. I went with the original purple Sea Gods today, only because Mandy is out of town, which is why she's on this broadcast. And, I haven't done laundry. So, we got old Sea Gods shirts today. I had to reach into the bowels of my closet to get them up. But don't worry, the laundry will get done before Mandy gets home. So just not yet. Plus, I like purple. It's a little bit different. It's all good. Okay, Gavin Ulrich. This is a pretty new review, 4 days ago, so that's cool. Thanks for the review, Gavin. Gavin says, I bought a Carter Marina this fall and was so impressed by the quality care, artwork, and more that went into the board. It is incredibly well built, is beautiful, and is quick across the water as well. Sea Gods not only has amazing products, but also amazing customer service as they took care of some issues quickly without batting an eye. I recommend them now all over, and I'm sure to see more of their products out on the water. Thanks so much, Mandy and team. And he's got some really rad pictures of his Carter Marina in action on here. Again, Carter Marina ULF is my favorite board. I still ride the very first one we ever got. So the board that you see on our website, when we do our product photography, we get our very first boards in and we take pictures of them before we actually get our produced boards. And I'm still riding that one. I think it is from December 2021 was the original Carter Marina ULF, and I'm still riding it. I still love it. It comes with me camping, comes with me to Mexico, all over the place. Okay, moving through here. One more review, 2 more reviews. This one is Miriam Alwardi. So this is from a couple months ago, and she's riding an Elemental Wave ULF, which is a terrific board. I want to give a big thank you to Laura Rose for her amazing customer service. She replied to all my emails very quickly and was quite attentive. For those of you who don't know, Laura Rose is one of the magicians behind the screen today. Laura Rose and Annabelle do a terrific job making sure the stage 10 goes smoothly, and I just stand up here and say a bunch of stuff that they've done a great job helping me coordinate. back to the review. I was facing some issues with payment and she helped right away. Even the shipping was super fast. It arrived right on time as promised. It took 6 days to reach. I also love the packaging, amazing quality, and absolutely love my Elemental Wave board. The gauge on the pump was damaged when it arrived, but Laura shipped me a new gauge immediately after I emailed her, and I truly appreciate that. I would highly recommend you buy one of their boards. And if Miriam is from Bahrain.
Yep.
There we go. Sea Gods boards going all over the world. So this was a really cool review to read. And one thing we pride ourselves in is we remember almost every customer. That's why I was like, I think Miriam's the one from Bahrain, isn't it? Laura and I talked about this a lot because it was our first board we ever shipped there. So Miriam rides a Elemental Wave ULF. And this board it's the same as the CX as far as performance goes. It doesn't have our CX technology, so it's a little bit heavier, but the artwork on it is amazing. Colleen Wilcox, she's a Hawaiian artist, and you can tell in her lines, it's watercolor art that she does. It just looks gorgeous. And again, the Elemental Wave, perfect board for 80% of riders. It's super maneuverable, it tracks really well. It's our lightest board. The CX version is our lightest board, followed very closely by the Elemental Wave ULF. So it's great for traveling. This one is one that we'll choose if we're going on an airplane somewhere because it's light enough and the bag is small enough. You can check it on the plane and fit more luggage in the bag with it. So I don't even use a suitcase anymore. Typically, I'll use just an Elemental Wave, throw my underwear in it. Good to go. See you in Mexico. Question from Chelsea.
She said, are you environmentally friendly and ocean friendly?
We are environmentally friendly as we can be, and we are also ocean friendly. We donate to various charities, Sea Smart being one of them. We also donate to, the Pacific Wild, which is an ocean stewardship charity that brings awareness to all sorts of causes on the West Coast. Our packaging that we use on our boards and with our paddles and our pumps is all recyclable. It's based out of corn. So it has like sort of a different feel to it. It looks really similar to like typical plastic packaging that you would see, but it is made from corn, so it's 100% biodegradable. In municipalities, they often won't allow you to put stuff like that in the compost, but if it does end up in a landfill, it's going to break down in a month or two, so you don't have to worry about that. And then as part of our commitment to the environment as well, we offer a really great warranty because we want our boards to last a really, really long time. We don't want you to use your board for a couple months and then have it end up in a landfill. So we pay attention to every single detail, and we work really, really hard to make sure our boards will last as long as they should. Hopefully that answers your question. One more review. Yeah, this is the last one. This is the last one. I'm probably going to not say this last name correctly, but I'm going to give it a try anyways. Kim Boyago, Boiago. This one's from 3 weeks ago. She's got the Skyla CX, which is another terrific board. They're all terrific. You're not going to hear me say any of them aren't, to be honest. I couldn't be happier with my new board, Skyla. After completing much research on quality ISUPs, I made the decision to purchase from Sea Gods with no regrets. I've had my board now for a month and enjoyed her on the lake, the river, and soon the ocean. Skyla is incredibly lightweight and easy for me to walk down to the water once inflated. I highly recommend the team at Sea Gods and the Skyla board so much that we just purchased a second board, the Carta Marina ULF, for my husband. I picked these reviews sort of randomly without reading them, and this is the third one that mentions the Carta ULF. I just want to say I have an emotional attachment to that board, so it really is awesome. But the Skyla, also awesome. For those that don't know, the Skyla is a mix between an all-around board and a touring board. We call it our cross-touring board. And the reason why we say that is because it's a little bit shorter than a touring board at 11 feet, and it's a little bit wider than a typical touring board at 33 inches wide, but it has the shape of a touring board, so it cuts through the water. You get a really nice mix of stability, maneuverability, and also tracking. It's the board I typically choose if I'm going to be fishing, and it's also the board that I typically choose if I'm going to be hiking because it's also quite lightweight. It's very close to the Elemental Wave. And personally, I just like riding it better than the Elemental Wave because I like a touring style board. That just comes down to personal preference though. So you can use it for touring, you can use it for hiking, you can use it for just tootling around the lake. Pretty much any of our boards are good for most styles of riding. But if it gets into some of the more specific stuff, like hiking, for example, if you've never hiked on an alpine lake, I very much suggest doing that, because there is nothing better than being on a lake that almost nobody else has ever paddled, especially if they're hard to get to. The water is just a little bit more refreshing. So that is the Skyla.
There is Chelsea who asks you, what do you do with your warranty board, the written broken ones that don't go to long tail?
We fix them. We fix them and we sell them, usually for pretty cheap. There's actually a stack of them here. These aren't warranty boards, but these are boards that we used for rentals. So we used to do a lot of rentals. I don't think we need to turn the camera. You could just imagine there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boards here. We used to do rentals, which just beats the crap out of boards. We do the YMCA Kids Camp every summer, which is basically a bunch of little kids that take out a bunch of boards 3 days a week for the entire summer. And let me tell you, there's no better testing in the world than having 50 10-year-olds ride your boards for 7 hours a week. Then we also do like a lot of school camps, or not camps, I should say, but like year-end field trip type stuff. And so we have a fleet of boards that are they're getting old and really beat up. And so what we do is they come into our shop, we repair them, and then we sell them at like a really steep discount. They're still totally water worthy, but they just might have a patch here or there because, for example, we had a board that got tied up against some rocks in some rough conditions, and then the waves just pounded it against the wave break for I think about 6 hours before somebody went and recovered it. And so that board had some pretty major damage to it that is definitely outside of normal wear and tear. So we just fix them up with patches or whatever it is, and then we sell them for a little bit less money. In some cases, we have some of them in our shop. I think they're only like $100. So if you are local and you're looking for a crazy good deal on a paddleboard that'll still last you a long time, pop by our shop in White Rock, and you can check them out. Hopefully that answered that question. We good? Okay. If anybody is just joining us, today we are just sort of giving thanks. I've read a bunch of reviews to all of our followers, all of our customers, everyone who's supported us along the way. Sea Gods has been around for 6 years, and it's been just amazing to watch our brand grow, to watch the sport grow, and to see how much stoke some people have on our boards, on the sport, combination of both. And so everyone who provided these reviews, thank you so much. We have a ton more that I could go through, but only 6 for today. So if I read your review today, let us know, and info@seagods.ca. We're going to hook you up with a $50 gift certificate as a thanks. On top of that, all of our boards are 10% off in this broadcast. And if you buy in the broadcast, I keep pointing down because I'm imagining looking at my phone. At the bottom of the mobile broadcast is a shop button. Click that shop button. It'll show all the products that we have for sale today. And you can go through the checkout right within this broadcast. If you do that, we're going to throw in a free pump as well. So not only are you going to get 10% off, works out to about $150 depending on what board it is, we're also going to throw in a free electric pump, which is a $200 value. So pretty sweet deal there. So check it out.
Chelsea's asked again, if I can't pick a board and don't want a long touring board, which one should I pick?
If you were sort of, it sounds like maybe you were thinking of a touring board but decided not to go with a touring board because they're too long. If I'm getting that right, you can let us know in the comments. But I would go to the Elemental Wave or maybe the Skyla. It depends on what kind of riding you're going to do. The reason why I say the Skyla is because it's kind of a touring board, but it's not really long. 11 feet, still pretty easy to maneuver. And because it's wide enough, you can still have a lot of fun practicing pivot turns and stuff like that without worrying about losing your balance too much. If you're not interested in like the aggressive shape, I would consider the Elemental Wave, the CX or the ULF. Both the CX and ULF boards perform the same on the water. The CX is slightly more rigid, but I don't think most paddlers would notice. But the CX is 20% lighter. So if you are in White Rock, for example, at low tide, we have a 500-meter intertidal zone. So you have a lot of beach to cover. Having that like 4 pounds less is actually really nice, especially if the wind picks up or something like that. So that's the advantage of the CX boards. On top of the manual pump is a little bit higher capacity, so it's a little bit easier to inflate with the 2-chamber pump that comes with only the CX boards. Anything else from Chelsea? I'm happy to answer all your questions. If you have any more, please just put them in there. We can do like thunder round, as many questions as you want. It's all good. But now we're going to talk about our next poll. How did the witch paddle poll go, by the way? We should talk about that.
So we have 5 people saying, yes, I've been to witch paddle before, and 3 people saying, what on earth is a witch paddle?
What on earth is a witch paddle? For those of you who haven't been to a witch paddle, if you are on the West Coast, check out the Witch Alano paddle, because there's going to be like 500 witches there. Basically, you dress up like a witch, you hop on your paddleboard. There's always someone that's got like a drone or like GoPros. There's always really great footage. I think Laura might have a link, or did you just search to find out where your nearest witch paddle is? If you can like search BC witch paddles if you're in BC. For folks that are in the US, I know just from being on the sup chats, there's a ton that go on around Florida, California, wherever there's a lake that's not frozen, which is pretty much every lake. I don't think it's been freezing really anywhere. So yeah, just really do a Google search for witch paddle near me. It will come up. There's like thousands in North America. It's a big thing now. And for the people that have participated, I hope you had fun. They are a pretty cool event to be a part of. But we do have another poll that we're going to do, which is like a poll / announcement. Oh, geez, and we're almost running out of time. So we have a giveaway with Mustang Survival. Mustang Survival is one of my favorite brands. They pretty much wrote the book on how to make a rad PFD. They've been doing it since 1967. We sell some of their PFDs. They actually have a bunch of different kinds of belts, but the 2 we sell, it's called the Essentialist or the Minimalist. They're just a belt pack where you pull a rip cord and an inflatable PFD will come out and you can put it on. We also sell the Chimera, which is this red one here behind me. It's dual flotation, which means it has flotation foam in it, but it also has a rip cord that you can pull. So if you get into a really hairy situation, you can pull that rip cord and it will inflate on top of the foam. So really cool stuff. But part of the giveaway with Mustang Survival is we're giving away a Carter Marina ULF, and Mustang Survival is pitching in with a beanie, which is like a toque, and a 35-liter dry bag. Mustang Survival makes the best dry bags I've ever used by a mile. And also their Kazan dry suit liner. You don't need a dry suit to enjoy their dry suit liner. I have one I wear under my dry suit, but I also just wear it's like pajamas in the winter. So like I'll get up on a Sunday morning into my Kazan dry suit and I just like drink my coffee on my deck in it because it is super soft and super warm. And the cuffs have like this, it's almost like a nylon, like water resistant cuff on the wrists and on the legs, which if you're in a dry suit, sometimes my dry suit has booties that are attached, so I don't have to worry about it. But at the cuffs, sometimes you get water that leaks through the neoprene cuff, which makes the nylon sort of cuffs on the liner really great because it won't soak up that water. So check out the giveaway. It's on Instagram. I think it's pinned on our Facebook page as well. You just gotta, what do you gotta do? Share, like, follow. I don't know. It's all written in there, but check it out. It's a really great giveaway. And I think we're doing the giveaway on the 7th, this Saturday.
That's like the end is the 7th, and we will pick the winner the next Tuesday, so the 10th.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, we're picking the winner on the 10th. The end of the giveaway to enter is this Saturday, so at midnight basically, but nobody's working till midnight. So just get in there and do all the stuff that the giveaway says you have to do, because it's a really terrific giveaway. Mustang Survival stuff is awesome. A couple of really quick things. I've ran past our time, but that's okay. I just wanted to show really quick. This is their pump, by the way. So the pump that we're giving away for this broadcast, I'll probably keep rambling up here for about 7 more minutes. This is our battery pump. And so this pump has a inflate and deflate. The deflate we don't really use, but this is the port that sucks the air in. It's battery powered. You can charge the battery by plugging it into your wall at home. If the battery dies, it has a built-in 12-volt plug under here. This thing's always hard to open. So you can plug it into your car. And then you hold the power button down. I'm going to come a little bit close to the camera here. Just like this. You set your PSI to whatever you want. It goes up to 16 PSI. And then when you're done, You push the power button again. You can hear it starting. You wait for a bit. It's going to kick into compressor mode. Eventually. And then it turns off on its own. So it's a really sweet pump. You kind of set your pressure and then you just forget about it. I don't use it a lot unless I'm setting up the beach. So what we'll do is we get our boards, get them on the beach, we start inflating them, and then we can do the rest of our setup. Or if you're camping, it's great as well. You get the boards pumping up while you're setting up your tent, whatever it is, and you just let the pump do its job. It will turn off on its own, so you don't have to worry about overinflation or anything like that. It's a really great product to help get your beach setup complete, or if you got kids that you got to wrangle, it's like herding cats. So it's just nice to have something do the work for you.
George says, can I inflate more than one board with it?
Yeah, on a battery charge, depending on the conditions, colder batteries don't last as long. You can get between 2 and 4 boards inflated. I think the most we've ever done is 4. And then just, making sure that you're charging it. Lithium batteries do have a lifespan and like a limited number of charges. For example, my Google Pixel, I have to charge it about every 2 hours because the battery just dies. And I think it's only 2 years old. But yeah, typically you get at least 2 boards is what I like to say, but depending on conditions, you can get 3, sometimes you can get 4. If you have the inflatable dock, which is something we're going to be releasing on October 12th for pre-orders, the pump is really great for that because the dock is huge and it takes forever to pump up manually. And so it's really nice to use the electric pump. And then last but not least, for those that are watching that are in Canada, we are going to be on the Dragon's Den next week. For those that aren't in Canada, the Dragon's Den, if you're in the States, the Dragon's Den is the Canadian version of Shark Tank. If you're in the UK, you're probably familiar with Dragon's Den because the Dragon's Den is already a show in the UK. So Manny and I went and we did our presentation to the Dragons back in May. They filmed it. I guess they liked us enough that we actually get to be on the TV show. So October 12th, we are going to be on at 8 o'clock, and it's 8 o'clock in everyone's time zone. So if you're over in Nova Scotia, you're going to see it like 4 hours before I'm going to see it. But 8 p.m., it's on CBC. You can stream it for free on cbc.ca, and then they're going to be streaming it afterwards on cbcgem.ca. It's just like our TV streaming service, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. So really excited to have everyone watch us look like fools on the Dragon's Den, and you'll get to see up close how big the bags under my eyes really are, because CBC has a lot of lights in their production studio, so you get to see everything. But it was really fun. So that's the end of our show for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining and watching and all of the support that you have given us. Again, the reviews, if you haven't left us a review and you're riding a Sea Gods board, please just look us up on Google, leave us a review. It goes a long way to help support our brand. It goes a long way to help spread the stoke. And it's also a great place to give us feedback so we can become better. So please check that out. Thanks for joining these shows. These are going to be every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We are doing this live broadcast now. So if you do have questions and as you are going through your journey to decide a paddleboard maybe that you want, or maybe you already have one and you just have questions about the sport, join us on our Wednesday shows. You can always ask questions in the comment section. We are more than happy to address any question you have, really, if it's about our boards, if it's about our pump, if it's about touring skills or preparation, anything like that. I will love to talk about. I can ramble, as you can see, about things like touring and preparation for hours. But again, thanks for watching the show. Check us out on the socials, Facebook, Instagram. I think we have Pinterest, but it's not that great. TikTok, all the good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week.